So these are the things that you want to understand with people, because again, once you learn their personality types, and then you have to learn what is your personality type, as I mentioned before, because if you don't, you will speak to everybody like you speak to yourself, and therefore you will lose people. But if you learn to, sales is not about your product. Sales is not, like people think real estate is about the house. It's not. It's about building relationships with people that have real estate issues as an investor. As a person that's going to go and get a listing, it's the same thing. You have to build relationships with people, and they feel more confident when you speak to them in their own language. As I said, sometimes I speak some Spanish, so when I'm talking to some people, I'll speak some of the Spanish I know. When I'm speaking to South Africans, I'll speak the Zulu I know. But if I went up to a Spanish person and I'm speaking Zulu, they're not going to want to work with me. They have no clue what I'm saying, and vice versa. If I go up to, a Zulu person and speak Spanish, they're not going to get the gist of it. So it's really important when you're in sales. It's not about yourself. It's about the person who has an issue that you're trying to help. And in doing that, then what happens is you gotta perfect your skills of being able to read people. It takes practice, and it's a skill set that you perfect. It will help you in any industry. Everything I've ever done, this has been one of the main things that has helped me to become a top person in that field, whether it was real estate, MLM, the ministry, whatever it is. When I used to sew my clothes and make them, just understanding who I'm speaking with and how to speak with them. And then how it helped me as well is all three of my children are different personality types. Like one of my children is a whale. They like to have a good time. They're really good at what they do, but they like to have a good time. They're more concerned about not hurting people's feelings, and you have to really push them before they kind of explode. And then I have another one that is definitely a shark. They're always working, and they're always trying to figure out how to get this deal done, make it happen now. And then I have another one, and she's a little bit messy. She's usually late. She's not usually on time for other events, except mostly for her own. But when you understand your children's personality types as well, it's easier to help them. And so I'm going to encourage you, whatever sellers you're dealing with now, if you can go back to them and speak to them in their language. Again, if they are auditory, I'm going to give you an example of closing somebody, speaking to them in their own language. And now you've given them all the details. You I don't know how you got them. You got them either from Craigslist. They had a house for sale on Craigslist, or maybe they were for sale by owner. You were driving down the street and you saw it. Or maybe they are part of your marketing campaign. You got them from your postcards or your yellow letters, however you got them, and they've responded, and you used one of the worksheets that I've trained you guys on, and you've spoken to them and you've asked them all the questions on the worksheet. You've gone and you've figured out, you've analyzed the property, and you figured out the best offer for them, the maximum offer that you're going to make to them, and still have a profit for yourself and leave room for the person if you're wholesaling it. And now you go to their house and you're giving them an offer, and let's say the person is a visual. Well, I would say, hi Mary, we have the offer. It's really clear. Everything is, right there. It's very, everything it's very visual, you can see everything has been written down, and you can see that all the points that we discussed are right there. And I'm really excited about getting this done. And is there anything that I still need to clarify for you? or are you, confident that you and I can work together? So see how many visual words I used? That's what you want to do. Now, if the person was an auditory person and I know they listen a lot, I'd say, hi, Mary. I'm so happy to hear that we're ready to move forward together. I know how you feel because, I have so many of the people that I've worked with in the past have felt like this. But after working with me and getting their home closed, they are so happy and that they, refer other people to me. How does that sound to you? So I'm using that word here. Please, let's get your signature here, and we can move. We can, take the next step. If they were somebody that's kinesthetic, or kinesthetic, then that's a very emotional person. And an auditory person, you got to use words like, are you hearing me? How does that sound? Is that loud enough, or am I speaking loud enough? Am I speaking soft enough? Like, it's all having to do with their ears, auditory words. And then again, kinesthetic people, you would use words like, I know how you feel, and you want to make, the empathy, because they're very empathetic people. And again, you're not doing this to kind of manipulate them. You're doing this so they can be comfortable in hearing you. The other thing I used to teach the people that I train, and I'm going to be doing more of that this upcoming year, is how to mirror match people. And Oprah Winfrey used to be really good at doing this on her show. When somebody showed up and they were Southern on her show, she would talk like them without them even realizing she's imitating them. If I'm speaking to a Jamaican, I'm going to speak like a Jamaican to them. If I'm speaking to a Spanish person, I'm going to speak like a Spanish person. If I'm speaking to a visual person talks very fast, and they're kind of very bold about how they speak. But if I were talking to somebody that's a auditory person, I would, because they usually they take a long time to kind of get their words out, and they really don't speak too quickly, and sometimes they will leave gaps in the space of their conversation. But if I were talking to somebody who is kinesthetic, I'd be like, I appreciate how you feel. Like, they're very, they don't talk too fast, but they don't talk really slow. They're very empathetic and very caring in their conversation. And you may not believe how valuable practicing this way of speaking to people is. It is so helpful. It's going to help you close more people. It's going to help you share information with people, and they'll be able to receive it. There's actually organizations that certify you to be able to understand people to this level. And now, with everything being so technology driven, you definitely want to learn people faster, because everybody wants results immediately, including some of the other personality types. And then, of course, the 4 personality types, as I mentioned before, you'll hear people speak to you and say, oh, the 4 personality types are dolphin, whale, shark, and urchin. Or they'll use colors. They'll say, oh, the 4 personality type, you mean the blues, the yellows, the reds, and the greens. And when you're building your business, when you're really looking to take your business to the next level, you want to build your business with the reds. You want to focus on getting sellers that are reds, that got stuff to do, that need to get rid of the property. They don't want to, babysit the property. The more the situation they have with the property, the faster you'll be able to close them. And when you're building your team, the real estate agent that you want to work with, you want to look for a red, somebody who's about their business, somebody who takes time to be trained as a real estate agent, that cares about getting the deals closed, because you don't want to build your business with somebody They, like you'll hear people say, oh, stay away from the blues, because the blues complain a lot. They make excuses a lot. They blame other people a lot. They're not usually the ones that are going to take your business to the next level. They're going to bring that energy of like, just everything is a problem. And I'm not saying you don't want blues on your team or to work with blues in your real estate business, but know that they're not the ones that are going to take your business to the next level. And then the greens, the ones that are detail oriented, those are good also to have on your team, because they're going to help you to take your business to a very detail oriented place. And you're gonna definitely need to have worksheets and paperwork for them. And so that's good for your business. And you also want your business to be have whales or yellows in there, because these are the people, as I mentioned before, that care about people, and they're willing to help and serve, and they're not looking for all the attention. And sometimes, again, pay attention to the people that you feel are helping you grow your business, especially if you've just started in real estate. It is so detrimental to your business to grow your business with people that want to help you get to the next level. Don't be like the people, as I mentioned a few trainings ago for the real estate, out of every 100 people that get into real estate, 13 succeed. And out of that 13, it's the ones that have a mentor, a coach, a system. They believe in investing in themselves. They will take time to study their real estate business. They'll take time to study their schedule, to put a schedule together that works, to analyze their schedule at the end of the week to see where they really wasted their time and where they invested. So I did say that we're going to talk a little bit about your schedule today. And so one of the things you definitely want on your schedule, you got to look at your calendar, your planner, and have time that you're working in your business, and then you're working on your business. Working on your business is when you are figuring out your cards, your website, putting together what your coach or your mentor told you to put together, putting together your business plan, working on your vision board. And again, your vision board is very different from your dream board. Your dream board is the board that has everything you want. Like if you wanted a diamond ring, you want the newest Prada bag, the newest Louis Vuitton, maybe you want to get the new Porsche truck. Those are a dream board. Maybe you want to upgrade your house, whatever it is. Maybe you want to change your guest room. Sometimes I do the trainings from my guest room. Sometimes I do the trainings from my office. But maybe there's something you want to improve, or just a bigger house. All of those things are your dream board. But your vision board is where you put down how you're going to get these things. I need to sell, I need to buy 2 houses and keep them. I need to wholesale 5 houses. That is your vision board. It gives the details of how you're going to make the stuff on your dream board become real. And you have to be intentional about changing your life through real estate. If not, you will find that you did all the stuff you thought was going to make you money, but when we look at your calendar or your schedule, you really didn't do the things you were meant to do. I can't tell you how many people that get into real estate and they follow everything. They learn the business of real estate. If you don't know the process of a thing, you can't lay a strong foundation. You can't, if you don't embrace the process of real estate and really understanding how to get a motivated seller, how to talk to a motivated seller, what questions to ask them, how to educate a motivated seller, and not to feel like, oh, I just got to get this house, but educating them, really telling them why you came up with the price you came up with, and listening to why they came up with the price they came up with, and then educating them. You're going to lose some, but then the ones that work with you are going to be the right ones to work with you. So all of this needs to be on your schedule. So you have to embrace the process of becoming a real estate investor. And so you definitely need to have time when you're working on your business, time with a mentor, time with the scripts and dialogues, practicing them so you can internalize them. And then, role playing your scripts and dialogues. Not spending all day on your business cards, but making sure your business cards, your phone number's legible. The color of the cards are easy to read. That you've put time to do your social media. That is working on your business, but you can't work on your business all the time. You got to work in your business, and working in your business is when you're sitting in front of a motivated seller, when you're sending out your postcards, when you're sending out your letters, when you're showing up to, a meetup, when you're showing up to, let's say we have a home buyer seminar, when you're showing up to these things, when you're going to a motivated seller's house to see what it looks like and to meet with them. You're putting in an offer. You're showing this property to other wholesalers. You're working with the real estate agent. These are all the things that are working in your business. These are the things that are going to get you a check. Anything that's getting you a check is when you're working in your business. But the things that you're doing to get ready to get a check, that's working on your business. Don't confuse the two. Don't think that when you're spending all your time figuring out what postcards you're going to do, or when you're figuring out, like right now, by me even doing this live stream, I'm working on my business because I'm sharing information. This is not giving me a check. I'm sharing information. Now, when I'm talking to a seller and I get them to, give me the home so I can either wholesale it, buy it, fix it and flip it, buy it, fix it and hold it. Now I'm working in my business because those are the things that are going to pay me. When I'm coaching somebody, those are the things that are going to pay me. So you gotta think about how are you getting paid in your business, and then you've got to bring it down to the 3 to 5 money-making activities that you need to do every single day in your business. Every single day you need to be talking. Activities is when you're talking to people, you're eye to eye, or you're on the phone with a seller that's really motivated, not convincing them, but sharing information. So that is a money-making activity. A money-making activity is also like getting yourself ready to be able to take your business to the next level. As I said, mentorship, looking at your scripts and dialogues and practicing it and internalizing it, and looking at your schedule and saying, I need to put more time into this and I need to put less time into that. And last week I really thought I worked 40 hours, but I was really just working on my website all last week. I really didn't do anything. And then if you're putting together your website and you don't even really know the things that are going to attract people to call you on your website, that too can be a waste of time. So you want to really look at your business in the portion of real estate you're in. If you're a real estate agent, you either need to be talking to people that can list with you, or people that are ready to buy with you, or people that are, the attorneys that are ready to, and title companies that are ready to close your deals. You definitely need to be investing time with your broker. If you're an investor, you need to be always looking for your next deal. Once you get your deal in the pipeline, be willing to look for your next deal. Don't be like, I got a deal in, and you're just sitting there, wait till it closes. And whoever you choose to mentor and coach you, follow their system. Don't pay for a coaching program and continue to do things your way, because it's not going to work like that. You got to follow the system. If you're in a marketing program, then follow their marketing system. If you're in a scripts and dialogues program, follow the scripts and dialogues. If you are in how to get a listing, follow what they teach you about how to get a listing. Don't go add stuff and try to do it your way, because your way brought you to where you are. But learning more stuff is going to take you to the next level. You got to be willing to embrace the process more than the destination. Embrace the process. Be happy about learning real estate and how to really understand what is a motivated seller, where to find a motivated seller, what is a foreclosure, how to deal with the foreclosure, what is a fix and flip. Like, get to understand the dialogue and the verbiage that's used in real estate. Don't feel like, I started today and I want to make $1 million by the weekend. You only get paid to the level of knowledge that you, not only that you have, but you execute. One of my mentors says all the time, you don't know anything until you're doing it. You may have learned something, but you know it when you're doing it. That's when you prove that you really know something. So I really encourage you, master the 4 personality types. Understand that even though people have 4 personality types, they also can be introvert or extrovert. And if you talk to an extrovert and you kind of push them to be quiet and to, not really pay attention to what they're saying, you're going to lose them. And the same thing with an extrovert. An introvert, if you're pushing them to talk more, to give you their opinion more, and that's not their comfort level, then they're not going to sign the listing with you. And these are qualities that you want to master. I promise you, if you master learning how to read people, it's going to help you to close more deals. So I hope you got something out of today's training. And as always, if I can be of any help to you, last Tuesday after the training, a few people reached out, and some of the people I will be doing a 30-minute, get to know you session to see what guidance I can give them. And I have a few people scheduled on Thursday and Friday. Now, some people do go to the Yellow Letter Mentoring Facebook page and schedule there. And then some people go to the website and schedule there. So, in both schedules, we kind of put it together, and we don't take the people that went to the website and put them on the Yellow Letter Mentoring Facebook page. And the people that went to the Yellow Letter Mentoring Facebook page, we don't then take that schedule and put it together. I just go ahead and put it on my planner. So if you've scheduled your 30 minutes get to know you session for real estate, the time that you picked, we definitely will honor it, and we'll be able to talk to you and give you guidance with where you're trying to take your business to. And not everybody we talk to we find is a good fit for us, and we sometimes are not a good fit for them, because this is not a program. This is not, we don't do the kind of mentorship where we tell you you're going to make $1 million and you don't have to do anything. It is work. You have to become a leader in your own right. You have to really learn how to market your business. We share all of that with you. And I'm going to close with this. A few years ago, I had a meeting in Columbus, Georgia, and a young man showed up to the meeting, and he looked a little disheveled. He had on a dingy-looking white T-shirt, and he had some pants that looked a little bit creased. They weren't, and he sat, like people would come to the Starbucks in Columbus, and I would see, are these people I want to mentor, or do I want to, teach them the business and so they could be on our team? And this gentleman, he was the first one there and the last one to leave. And, you know, I'm a very spiritual person. I'm not kooky spooky, but I'm spiritual. And my spirit kept telling me certain things about him. But all during the training, he kept saying, my wife this, my wife that. So when the training was over, I asked him, when it was just he and I said, are you trying to convince me how much you love your wife, or are you trying to convince yourself? And he laughed. And so we became pretty cool. He signed up for my coaching program, and he went from being an introvert. He still was an introvert, but he went to, I partnered up with a gentleman that worked at Men's Warehouse, and I would let the men go to Men's Warehouse and learn how their suits should fit them. And he went from not really seeing himself as a leader, but his whole appearance, he became a leader in the community. He started helping young men as well, coaching young men. His business went from being at the lowest part of the organization we were in at that time, which is 5 Links, to getting to the 2nd level, and he was about to get on the 3rd. But what touched me with him is he transformed. He became a leader. He wasn't afraid. He even built his website. We guided him, and he did all of that. And he had a different relationship with his children because he learned how to lead. And not even 2 years after that, he got into a car accident. But his kid, and he passed away. But his kids got to see him as a leader. And so that touches my heart, that we were able to help him transform. And to this day, he holds a very special place in my heart because of just the way he changed and how he committed to the training and how he became a leader and really transformed who he was himself, because he had to do the work. We shared the information, we shared the process, we shared the steps he had to take, but he had to take the steps. And I share that story because some people are putting stuff off and they feel like, oh, I don't really need to master personality types. I'll get to it in 2 months. But, you know, maybe in 2 months you could lose a lot of deals. Maybe in 2 months there's people that wanted to work with you, but they're not going to work with you because you're not speaking to them in their language. So don't put it off. And you don't have to master all 4 of the personality types. Pick one. Look around and say, who do I know that's a shark? Who do I know that's top in their industry? The thing with newbies, people that get started in their own business or in real estate, they usually want to start with the people that don't know too much, and that won't help you. You want to start by talking to people that have access to more. If you're a real estate agent, why not reach out to a developer? Now you can have 20 listings instead of 1. If you're an investor, why not reach out to a bank foreclosure attorney? Now you don't have just 1 house. You got all the houses that they get. Why not reach out to a probate attorney? You know, somebody passes away and they handle everything for that family. Why not talk to them? Because now you got consistent leads coming to you. Don't go find the person who just got started in real estate with you that really doesn't know much. And when you talk to each other, all you're talking about is what's wrong with real estate. This is the best time to be in real estate, but it's the best time if you're willing to be trained. It is the best time. The interest rates are the lowest they've ever been. People say it's a buyer's market, but I kind of disagree in some ways, because even though it is a buyer's market, everything is selling. Everything is selling. Nothing, and most things are selling for more than what people were asking for. Everything is selling. So I really encourage you, take your business very, be bold about your business. Be very consistent with your business. Be committed to your business. And then run it like a boss. Run it like you run a business. But pay attention to the things that you feel good about doing and that you do easy. Even though I am a teacher, I can't just teach and never be a student. I have to be a student more than I'm a teacher. You guys may see me teaching 2 hours a week, 4 hours a week, whatever amount, but I am a student much more time than I'm teaching. And I say that to say this: if you will become a student of the real estate industry, you'll be a better leader and top producer of the real estate industry. And then when you learn what you learn, implement it, walk it out. No matter how uncomfortable it is in the beginning, keep doing it until it becomes second nature. And again, you need your squad, and part of your squad has to be a mentor, has to be a real estate attorney, at least one. It has to be a real estate agent, at least one, a title company, contractors, handyman, not an appraiser, but an inspector. Lenders need to be on your team. Other investors. Are you collecting names and emails of other investors, so when you get a deal, you can send it to them, and when they get a deal, they can send it to you. There's a lot of pieces to this pie. Don't be afraid to learn the industry. So with that being said, again, my name is Wendy Lovejoy of the YellowLetterMentoring.com. And I encourage you, you can follow me on Instagram at Wendy Lovejoy Trainings. I do a lot of, real estate posts there and little 1-minute videos and things of that sort. If you follow me on the Wendy Lovejoy Coaching, I share a little bit more of, family fun stuff and just like little quotes here and there. I also encourage you to like the Yellow Letter Mentoring Facebook page. And also we do have a YouTube channel. It's called Wendy Lovejoy TV. And so I encourage you to follow us there. And last but not least, you can go over to our website, YellowLetterMentoring.com, navigate, look and read and see some of the testimonials or the trustimonials that we have there. And, there's some videos that might help you understand real estate a little bit more. And then you can also learn a little bit more about what the Yellow Letter is all about. Again, my name is Wendy Lovejoy, and I thank you for sharing your Tuesday evening with me. I hope you got some value out of the content that I shared. Talk to you soon, everybody. Bye.
Cause they wanted some more, cause I'm moving it hard like this. Oh, nah, 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 and I tell them again,